Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the True Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Sucardi. We are here for session 48. 48. In my mind, I'm just laughing about, like, anyone who, or any band that has used hate and 8 in their logo and their merch, in the song title, in the band name. I don't know, it's just too funny to me. Hate, 8. Oh man. Shit, it's Sunday night. And I've created a pretty good atmosphere. I got my tree, and I just have like a desk lamp pointing down. So it's pretty dim. And if you've listened to me before, you know I love the right lighting. You know, it's mucho importante, very important. Very important. So, you know, you gotta be comfortable, right? You gotta be in the zone, in the mood, and all that shit. Really, the older I get, the more I'm like, comfort, yes, must be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, wear what you wear, and bring a sweatshirt, fucking be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Most of my, like, Christmas... Like, if I would have a Christmas list, they would all be, like, comfort-based gifts. Honestly. I mean, what am I going to be like? Hey, Mom, buy me the latest blah, blah, blah record. You know? I mean, I did when I was a kid, and that was awesome. I mean, CDs, you know? I remember getting CDs for my birthday and for Christmas. Especially Christmas. That, they almost become Christmas music to me, you know? And it means a lot to me. I'm a very, you know, sentimental motherfucker. So, when someone gets me something, especially like music or, I mean, really, yeah, let's just talk about music. It leaves an impression. It stays with me. So I'm like, cool, I got this for Christmas. And it has like I don't know, there's more meaning behind it. Like Alice in Chains Unplugged. I got that, I think, in the Christmas of 96 when it like kind of came out. I think it came out like around Christmas or like the end of the year. And I love it. I love that album. And this is coming off of the Nirvana Unplugged, which is an excellent album as well. But yeah, so it's kind of like a Christmas album. Kind of cool. So yeah, we're going to do our thing, you know what I'm saying? Catch you up, talk some self-care, do a little poetry, share some music. You know the deal by now. This is kind of cool for me. It's becoming like an audio journal, you know? And these will forever be here. I'll be dust in the wind, and these will, you know, all these podcasts will still be here. And that's cool. It's a cool idea. You think about creating anything, right? Especially art, you know, any kind of art. It's longevity. I mean, geez, it's just like, it's just so amazing. I always trip out, and even as a kid, this occurred to me that you create something and it's always here. Like, how fucking cool is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best. Yeah, so gonna talk about a lot of random shit here. I was talking to a customer this week, and he paid me a compliment, and he said to me, "I wish you were my son." And then he had said, because you ask questions and you're curious, you know, and you listen and shit. Because he was an older dude, and he was cool, and I just chatted him up. When I get older folks, I usually ask them, like, what advice they have. I'm like, got any advice? And they're like, what do you mean? And I ask, on life or whatever, And this guy was really cool, really receptive. And when he paid me that compliment, I thought that was kind of cool. I thought I was like, cool, And he was real cool. He was like, he was telling me, he's like, keep being curious, keep, wanting to know about people and stuff. I thought, that's cool. And so him saying that to me and our conversation made me think of probably one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. It happened when I was 19 or 20. I think I was 20. I was in college. And I was in night, like I would take classes at night because I worked full time. And I was taking just like an English class. And this old like Polish dude was in the class with me. It was a kind of a small class. It was maybe, I guess, like 10 of us, maybe 12. And this Polish student, he was cool. The teacher dug him. The teacher was really cool. It was just like guy from like Africa. And he'd wear these really cool like African like clothes and shit. And like it was just so cool. He was such a fun person. It was a really dynamic class. And this is right around like kind of 9/11. Well, yeah, this was right around 9/11. So it was just cool that people were like there and being cool. Anyway, so yeah, there's this old dude there. His name was John. He was from Poland, and he was in there doing his thing, trying to get a degree, And as like the weeks went on, become more friendly with your classmates and stuff. And I would talk to this guy. And he would tell me a lot of stuff, a lot of things about how things were different in his country. And he would tell me, about his family. He would tell me about growing up. And we got so, like, I'd walk him to his car, right? Like, we would, like, as we were leaving class, because it was, like, the last class of the night, we would just sort of walk out. And it was, like, the end of the semester. I think it was our last class. And he, like, as we're walking out, he like, says to me, he goes, I wish I met you when I was a younger man. And then he kind of went on to, like, tell me, because, like, it's so nice to meet people who, you can talk to and connect with and all that. And here's this, like, this guy was in his, like, 70s. He looked old, he was an old dude. And he said that to me, and I don't know, it really took me. It really did. I thought, like, what a like creative, what a creative compliment, I wish I met you when I was a younger man. So, we could have been friends and like, and just like, I don't know, I just really, that always like touched me. Throughout my whole life, I always would like think about him and go, wow, that was like really cool. And we didn't stay in touch. We only saw each other in class, but it was a relationship that I'm so grateful for. And I'm sure you've all had some of those type of relationships. Classmates, coworkers, could even be people that you're, in relationships with, friends, neighbors, even relatives, right? And they kind of like serve a purpose for a short period of time, and you can look back on them fondly and think, wow, like that was really cool. There was something about that. So yeah, so I couldn't believe that. I was just like totally blown away. So yeah, I'm glad to share it on the podcast. That was something that like, after that, customers like, I wish you were my son. I thought, wow, that was kind of cool. And then I thought, oh man, John, yeah. And yeah, so had to share that. And then also, so I'm working this week, and I'm pretty like, I have fun like doing memes, right? I usually do them with friends, and then sometimes I'll do them about work because it's just easy. And I made a pretty genius one, and I shared it, right? And all my coworkers fucking loved it. So for like 2-3 minutes, I just sat there in this like post-joke euphoria. Because I knew it was funny, right? I created the motherfucking meme, you know what I'm saying? Like, it came out of my skull. So I fucking knew it was funny. Okay? And I shared it with my coworkers, and they all loved it. So I'm sitting there like, yeah. And it just was so amazing. The euphoria of hitting on a great joke, meme, or anything, right? Anything with humor just feels amazing. Because here you are, you're brightening people's day, especially at work. Oh man, right? Fuck. So, oh God, when it happened, I actually wrote it down for this podcast because it felt so fucking great. The euphoria of it. I literally sat there. I didn't talk to any customers, nothing. I just sat there for like 3 to 5 minutes, like, yeah, and it really hit the spot. Again, it's about that connection, and humor is like, you don't even have to speak the same language, and you can laugh at the same thing. Just, think about that. So, all right, so hey, that is, since we last spoke, that's catching up. Let's get to the self-care tip of the week here. All right, word. So, I found this thing on Instagram. You come across these things. This is 9 Habits for Success. So I figured I'd read these and talk about them. See if they're helpful. First is plenty of sleep. Love that one. All right, plenty of sleep. Sleep is, I don't know. It's underrated, I guess. Sleep is underrated in the sense of how beneficial it is to your life, to your quality of life, I'll just say. So that it's saying plenty of sleep. Not like depression sleep, but plenty of sleep, the 8 hours. Number 2, right behind sleep, is eating healthy. That's huge. Man, that's huge. But seriously, that is, it should be probably number 1. But, you got to sleep. Number 3, staying active. These seem like, okay, duh, but it's good. Sometimes, this shit isn't that hard. It's simple. And it's nice to be reminded, Number 4, go outside. This is great. Nothing feels better than fresh air, the sun, and just being outside, being free. Especially if you live like in a city or in a suburb type and you can get away and just kind of like walk a little bit in the woods or wherever where there's nobody and you can't hear or see any sort of like civilization. It's the best. Number 5, meditation. I've been meditating a lot lately. And it's been really helping me feel better, I guess is the best way to put it. Some days I feel more balanced. Some days it's just good to be quiet. You know what I mean? Just have being quiet with my thoughts. So number 6 is accepting failure. Another good one. This may sound weird, but these are things you kind of have to practice, right? Because it's tough when you fail. At whatever, right? So accepting failure, I like this one. I read a quote the other day. It said, acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. I really like that. So 9 habits for success. Number 7, asking for help. Wow, to humble yourself and ask for help. Sometimes, some of the smartest moves are knowing what your resources are and how to use them, and how to ask for help. There's a lot of judgment behind it, I think. You think you should know things or whatever, or you're afraid of whatever's standing in your way. But 9 habits for success, asking for help. We need each other. Number 8, losing your ego. This one's good because I think it's sort of echoed throughout this list. But finding ways to lose your ego, to be vulnerable, to be humble, to be these things that, are kind of like Jesus, you know what I mean? Or just like taking the high road. If Jesus isn't your thing, just thinking about just taking the high road. Taking self out of it, if that's possible for you. And number 9, 9 habits for success is removing toxic friends. Yep, there's a biggie. You can just say removing toxic people. Sometimes even family members, people can be toxic. And it's good to distance yourself. It's good to know the quality of relationships and friendships that you want to keep. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Sometimes it's tough. There's a lot that goes into our relationships, friendships, our family, all this kind of stuff. But I really enjoyed this list. 9 habits for success. 1, plenty of sleep. 2, eating healthy. 3, staying active. 4, going outside. 5, meditation. 6, accepting failure. 7, asking for help. 8, losing your ego. And 9, removing toxic friends. All right, well, there you have it. So let's move on to some poetry. All right, cool. Here we are. So I'm just going to read a poem, Charles Bukowski poem called Bluebird. And did you know that the color blue is one of the rarest colors in nature? And that even as a word, it was in a lot of early languages there was no name or word for the color blue. It came later. Which I thought was kind of cool. And I think, if I recall, blue eyes is one of the rarest, or it's there's the least amount of blue-eyed people on Earth. I'm sure there's another way of saying that, but it's late. You know what I'm saying? We be blazing. So, so this is a poem that I saw in a documentary. It was one that I've not really seen in a collection or a book of his, but he was reading towards the end. And since that documentary, I think it came out in the 90s, it's been around. A really great poem. I love it. It definitely is a lot of emotion, a lot of sadness, but very honest and very creative. So I'm going to read it for you. There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I say, stay in there. I'm not going to let anybody see you. There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I pour whiskey on him and inhale cigarette smoke, and the whores and the bartenders and the grocery clerks never know he's in there. There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I say, stay down. Do you want to mess me up? Do you want to screw up my works? You want to blow my book sales in Europe? There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too clever. I only let him out at night sometimes when everybody's asleep. I say, I know that you're there, so don't be sad. Then I put him back, but he's singing a little. I haven't quite let him die, and we sleep together like that, with our secret pact, and it's nice enough to make a man weep, but I don't weep, do you? Just a beautiful poem. Very raw, very honest, just beautifully written, very vulnerable, and just, yes. I love how it ends, saying, it's nice enough to make a man weep, but I don't weep, do you? Something about that. There's something so human about that, calling attention to it. And also kind of going back into keeping things in. But lovely poem. Absolutely love it. Brings out a lot of emotion and some humor in here. I mean, he's one of the best. So happy to share it with everybody. All right, now, if you weren't sad already, I'm going to share our next song here. I'm going to share a song for the True Blue playlist. Let me get this break first. All right, word. So yeah, if you weren't sad already, the song I'm sharing tonight is by DJ Shadow, and it's called Sad and Lonely. It's off of the album The Less You Know The Better from 2011. Great song, great fucking song. Okay, so I first heard this song when I saw him here in Albuquerque. I've seen him 3 times, twice out here and once in New York. And I think it was the last time I saw him out here. Probably it was like 2016. And towards the end of his set, he was playing this song, right? And he was looping parts of it. And it probably went on for like 5 minutes. And it was the last song before the encore. So it was, I don't know, the way he had like kind of like a disco ball, and then the music of this song, it was like really, you could tell it was like he was like chilling everyone out a little bit, you know? And and just the music, it being like looped and stuff, like it just hit. And I knew it was his music, and I was like, I have to find this song. So I went through and I was like, okay, I know it's not from these couple albums, so I went through and I found it was on this album, and it's this song called Sad and Lonely. So what he did is he took a song by an artist named Susan Reed, also called Sad and Lonely, and she was like, I think it was back in like the 60s or 70s, and she was a harp player. So she recorded the song and she did it on harp. And he sampled her. It's her singing the entire song. And what a beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. Like as soon as you hear her, you can tell she's like kind of like classically trained, and it just cuts through. And then you just think, wait, the song's called Sad and Lonely. No wonder. No wonder. But I mean, honestly, it's a truly sad song too. Like when you're looking for sad songs, making a playlist or whatever, or you want to like kind of go through some stuff or emote, or just feel, this is a good song. This, I would say, I would add to that playlist. Okay. The song, it opens with piano and eventually introduces violin. Some great effects that accompany in this song, like DJ Shadow is excellent at. Again, the lyrics are very, beautifully sad, very emotional, talking about relationships, and it's undeniable. Even the OG version is really powerful. You can see why DJ Shadow took this song and kind of put it out there. And let's be honest, we all get sad and lonely, right? We all have those moments in life. And this song just really hits. And even for like the ambient kind of like nighttime vibe, even just listening to the music, and I'm just happy to share this song. It's great. I honestly, there's a couple songs that I'm going through lately, I'm like, oh, I've talked about this one already, and I haven't, and this is one of them. So the song is Sad and Lonely by DJ Shadow. I'll read some of the lyrics on here. Tell me what you think. I'm sad and I'm lonely, my heart it will break. My sweetheart loves another. Lord, I wish I was dead. Brutal, right? Brutal. My cheeks were once red as the bloom on a rose, but now they're as white as a lily that grows. Young ladies, take a warning from me. Don't waste your affections on a young man so free. He'll hug you, he'll kiss you, he'll tell you more lies than the cross eyes on the railroad or the stars in the sky. So what I love about this is she's speaking from experience. She is speaking from experience, but you can take the sex out of this completely. That's kind of what I love about these lyrics and songs. You can really like make it for your own. But I love it because that she's felt this. And then the last verse is, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time. I mean, come on, it's like a poem. I just like it's so deep, and it's so cool to bear witness to that, whether honestly, no matter what the format is, to be able to bear witness to something so like, intense like that is so special, and I'm really glad to share it with everybody. So hopefully you're not too depressed from this episode, okay? There were definitely some like fun, some bright moments and everything. But yeah, it's almost Christmas. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate, I hope you just have a good day and you're just chilling and enjoying your life. I'm Zach Sicardi from from True Blue Podcast. Hope you guys have a great night. Take care.